Sharia is often misunderstood, but to understand it, we need to know where it actually comes from. The word Sharia in Arabic means the path. Specifically, the path to water. Just like water gives life, Sharia is seen as the life-giving path for a Muslim soul. It guides not just legal matters, but personal behavior, worship, ethics, and social responsibility. Sharia is based on from major sources, and each one plays a unique role in shaping Islamic law. The first and most important source is the Quran, which Muslims believe is the direct word of God revealed to the Prophet Muhammad. The Quran is a spiritual guide, but it also contains rules for life: how to pray, fast, give charity, conduct business, marry, and resolve conflict. Out of more than 6,000 verses, around 500 deal with legal matters. But these are not dry laws. They are embedded within ethical teachings and spiritual purpose. The second source is the Sunnah, the sayings and actions of the Prophet Muhammad. These are preserved in hadith collections and provide real-life examples how the Prophet lived out the Quran. For example, the Quran commands Muslims to pray, but the Sunnah explains how, when to pray, what to say, and how to perform it. The Sunnah gives life to the law by showing us its practice. The third source is called ijma, or consensus. This refers to the agreement of Islamic scholars on a ruling after the time of the Prophet. When scholars throughout history agree on an issue based on Quran and Sunnah, their consensus becomes a source of law. This process shows that Sharia isn't rigid. It evolves with time, guided by principles. The fourth source is qiyas, or analogical reasoning. This is where scholars compare a new issue to something already mentioned in Quran or Sunnah. For example, the Quran forbids wine due to intoxication. By analogy, scholars extended that ruling to include all intoxicants, such as drugs, because the reason behind the ruling is the same. Beyond these four, there are other methods used to protect the goals of Sharia, such as public welfare maslahah, local customs urf, and juristic preference istizan. These tools give scholars flexibility while staying within the boundaries of the faith. One important thing to understand is that Sharia is not applied by just anyone. It requires qualified scholars who deeply understand the language, context, and purpose of the law. That's why Islamic law includes different schools of thought, like Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi, and Hanbali. They all use the same sources, but with different methods of interpretation. This diversity is not division. It's a sign of the law's depth and mercy. So, where does Sharia come from? It comes from divine revelation, grounded in tradition, developed through scholarship, and applied with reason and care. In the next episode, we'll explore the 5 ultimate goals of Sharia, and how they shape every rule behind the law.